going to begin by taking this frame I had bought from the thrift store, and I'm going to take the glass and the back out, so all I have is the frame. So I've gathered some more supplies. I got my needles that I use whenever I'm crocheting, and I grabbed some different yarns of different textures and colors, and I'm gonna try these out, and then I have a comb to push it down. Oh, I need to go grab a dowel rod. One moment. Okay, and then I grabbed 2 dowel rods for some of the different weaving techniques. So I've researched it, watched a couple of things, looked up a couple of things, and so this is my first time attempting weaving, but let's go ahead and give it a try. I had actually started this project earlier, and I'll go ahead and put some footage of the before, and I'll play the footage on explaining how to wrap the string around the frame and getting that prepped. But in the first go around, I was pulling it way too tight, and I was having problems with these final strings being way too close together, and they were getting confusing, knowing which one came first, second, third. And so I ended up cutting that off and starting again, and now I got a better hang of it, and so now I can show you guys how to do it. I have started by attaching my yarn to the bottom part of the frame, and now I'm just going to work my way around the frame, going every other. So this one I went under, so the next time I'm going to go over and then back under, and I want to make sure I pull it tight as I go, so that way my weave works out. And so since this was under, I'm gonna go over, then come this way and go back under. I'm just gonna keep doing that until I have my strings ready for weaving. Now that I have my string wrapped around the frame, I am going to use this dowel rod to give it some more tension. And so what I read was to weave it like opposite. So I'm going to go, this one's kind of above the frame, so I'm going to put it underneath my stick. And then this string, let's come on this side. So it would be above and under. This string is above the frame, so it's gonna go under my stick. But this string is under the frame, so it's gonna go above. I'm just gonna weave it through like this, so that way I can have some more tension on my strings. So I did some weaving here, and then these rows I did pile weaving, where it's like a bubble, and then normal weaving, and then here I was attempting the Salmac weave, but I don't know if it's the chunkiness. I don't think I did it right, so I just kind of did my own thing, but I like how it looks. So next I'm going to show you how to do the normal weave, and then I think I'm going to try the Salmac weave with my yellow yarn, another row of some white, and then with this I might go ahead and do the loop, the pile weave, and show you guys that. I'm just going to work my way up. Okay. Alright, so I have the string ready that I want to use, and it's put onto my needle, and I am just going to weave it through. I'm going to start by going under, over, under, over, under, over, and just repeat that pattern across this row. And then once I got it through, I'm just going to pull it through, all the way through. And I can loosely tie this down to the frame, but I'm just going to leave a tail. And then I found it's helpful, I saw this idea to, you can use a comb. I also saw a fork. I believe they make tools for pushing these down, but you can use this to push your rows down. This one's just stuck on here. There we go. And then you can pull it tight. And then I'm ready for my next row, and I'm just going to do the opposite. So this last string, at the end of this row, I went over. So now I'm going to go under it. This one, I went under it, so now I'm going to go over it and just repeat. Under, over, under, over, under, over. All the way across. And then I'm going to pull this one through. Just like the other one. But I don't want to make the same mistake where I pull it too tight like I did on my previous one. So I pull it about that tight. Then I'm going to use this comb to push it down. And I'm just going to keep going with the white until I run out of string. And then I'll move on to the yellow. Now that I'm done with my white rows of weaving, I am going to try the Salmac weaving method. So I'm going to use this yellow yarn, and I have my needle on. I'm going to take my tail, and I am going to slip it underneath the first two and let it hang like that. Then I will take my needle, and I'm going to go over the first four. 1, 2, 3, 4. and then I'm going to bring it back under the second 2. So over the first 4, back under the second 2, and then I will pull it through. And the thing with this stitch is I don't want to pull it tight. Then here I am. Now I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to go over 4. So the next 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and under the last 2 that I went over. And then I will pull my yarn through. You can kind of see the weave effect that we are getting. So we'll go over 4, under the last 2. I'm just going to repeat this all the way across this row. So now I'm gonna push that row down. And to make a braid effect, we would do the same thing, but going the opposite way on the next row. So that way it's a little more braided. So I'm gonna attempt that next. So we are just going to loop back around this last one, and we will go over 4, under 2 again, just like we did last time. Just this time we're heading in an opposite direction. Now we'll just push it down with our comb. And so you can kind of see how it looks a little braided there. Get you a little closer. So I'm just going to repeat this pattern with the yellow until I finish up this yellow. Then I'll do another row of the white, and then I'll get the gray and I'll show you how to do the pile weaving. Now I'm ready to pile weave with my thicker yarn. You can kind of see it's already bubbly, but it is nice to have different textures of yarn on your weaving, and so this is just a fun one. But to begin with, you just want to weave the string you're using like you would just a typical weave. And then I'll just pull it through. I'm going to leave myself a bit of a tail just because I end up needing to pull some more string through. So I'm going to grab another dowel rod, and anywhere where I was in front of the string, I'm going to push the dowel rod through. So these were overs. Here's another one. I'm just going to go all the way across so you can see where I left myself a bit of a tail. So I'm going to pull some more string through. Okay. So now I've got it on all my loops. And I'm going to pull the dowel rod down. I can pull on the string a little bit. But there we have the loops. I'm going to leave the dowel rod in, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weave in the opposite direction just like I would in my white rose. I'll go ahead and do that real quick. And I tend to pull extra string from my left. I just discovered that when I was doing this one, that's just kind of how I do it. And so I'm not going to be, I don't need to leave an extra tail on this end because I will pull from here. But so now that I have this woven through, I'm going to pull this dowel rod out, and you can see the loops. And now I'm going to do the same thing for this row. Insert the dowel rod. Okay, and then once again, I'm going to pull this dowel rod down like I did the last time, and then I'll weave, and I'm just going to repeat this pattern until I am done with this dark gray loop for the pile weave. And then I'm going to repeat the white again, and I'm just going to go back and forth doing different types of stitches. If you notice, I do different lengths. I think that looks really neat, but I do make sure that in between each one I'm doing the normal weave in the white. So you can do whatever patterns you want. Yeah, this is my first time and it's going really well, and I'm really enjoying it. So I am going to go ahead and finish this to the top, and then I will show you when I'm finished. here is my final weaving. I am really pleased with how it turned out, especially because this is my first time. But it was fun and it was relaxing and I like how it looks. My only concern is at the end, I must have been pulling really tight because it got a lot more narrow at the top than it was at the bottom. So that would be my only concern with this. I think after you are finished, people will take them off of their loom, I guess you could call it, and display it like hanging from a stick or something. However, my daughter, she was like, hey, and it's already framed since you put it on a frame. And I was like, you know what? I think I do like it on this frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this on the frame and display it like that. I am going to put this in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in picking this up, you can head there and buy it there. And if you guys give this a try, go ahead and take some pictures and tag me in your post. I'd love to see what you did. And in the comments below, let me know which of these weaving techniques was your favorite. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
If you would like to see more, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a video.